Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with good friend of the channel, frequent guest, and somebody I just have a great time talking to, the lumberjack landlord. How you doing, buddy?
I love you, Mike Zuber. I don't love
Oh,
you, Mike Zuber. I
yeah,
love you, Mike Zuber. Yeah.
I understand the subtle difference, and I appreciate the subtle difference.
I'm doing great. I mean, it's I felt out of sorts last week. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
I felt a little bit out of sorts. I'm like trying to get my bearings back. I was like, oh, it's a real Tuesday again.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was fun to get away for a little while. Got to see some snow. Got to play with my, the puppy's first experience in the snow, which is always kind of fun,
That's
right?
A blast,
they kind of jump into it, and then they try to jump out of it. They're like, oh, that's cold. Yes. It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch. So, hey, what I want to talk to you about today is something kind of something both you and I experienced before that a lot of folks haven't. And that is the fact that a stock market crash, I'm not talking about 4, 5, 6%. I'm talking what you and I experienced in the .com crash, 40, 50, 90%, right? I think the NASDAQ was down some 80 odd percent. It's actually surprisingly really good for real estate. Given that both of you and I went through it, I thought we should have that discussion. A, is that true? And B, why is that?
Yes, it's true. It was true because I know that since that time, I think in 01, 02, since that time, I think I bought 2 stocks.
Yeah.
So my money has gone elsewhere consistently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that there were a lot of people. What was really funny is maybe I'm wrong, but what I saw was in those years when people were going to work for these, what ended up being bombs, I think that there were a lot of people that were taking less money on salary and pay.
Oh, yeah.
And getting these massive options because that's how a few people got rich. And the funny thing is that it doesn't exist that way now today. There's no discount that you get for working for those firms, right? But I think that almost, with what ended up happening was, how many people did you know that were like, on paper, I'm worth $1 million, or $5 million, or $10 million, or 15 million. Like some of these numbers were nuts, Mike. Some of them were nuts. But then, it would be because of like an IPO. And then when the .bomb came, it was quiet. No more dinner parties.
No, I mean, again, I live in the Valley. So I live in the Valley. I was a prime earning year. I have stories. They were nuts. I mean, I remember 3 guys having a conversation about who could blow 100 grand on the stupidest thing. That's how crazy it was. Like one guy bought like a 6-foot tall sculpture or something. One guy had a giant M&M dispenser. It was, I remember some wild, and he filled it up too. It's like, nobody can eat that many M&Ms. I mean, you'll be doing that forever. What are you doing? Yeah. So,
that's nuts.
Yeah, it was crazy stuff. But what's really odd, and again, I write about it in my book, right? The stock market burned me so bad. I capitulated. When you capitulate, you just never go back. Right. And what's going on right now is you still have a lot of people trying to buy the dip because the buy the dip worked so well the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It's not going to, right? And,
you're going to buy the dip and hold Cisco for 14 years.
Yeah, exactly. If you bought the peak of Cisco, you're still holding, you're still underwater. It's
Shut up, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. I digress. That was my stock that I did a lot with and then didn't. Yeah, exactly.
It was like, I think it was like $77, I think was the height of Cisco, $77, right? And then it split.
No, it split every year for like 4 years.
Yeah. That was the last split though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So again, what I think really happened, and I think it's going to happen again, because having gone through it, having lived it, you get to this point where you think the stock market is a fraud. It's a casino. You don't know the rules. You're not on the inside. They're the evil. They're the smart, all these things you tell yourself. Then you look at your bank balance and at least for me, it's like, I got to do something. I can't just sit on cash, right? Cash isn't going to get me to a better future. So the answer to me, again, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, light bulb went on. I'm like, so again, I think a real stock market crash, we're talking 30%. I think the S&P is already in a bear market or more, will lead to people considering real estate. Maybe not immediately, but I think it's really an odd thing. I think the stock market crash impacts the Bay Area owner occupied, because in the Bay Area, lots of people use that stock to buy.
Heck yeah.
Right. So that stops. And I've already seen days on market expand here. But I think in investment areas, Ohio, Tennessee, the Central Valley, where I am, other markets, I think more and more people go, hey, I'm going to give me some of that 30-year debt, make 6, 8, 10% of my money and just hold. And again, as we know, time in the market beats timing the market.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think, kind of like Musk's deal, right? He's putting up a bunch of his stock as collateral, and that's what a lot of those folks do.
Well, he's putting up more stock today because it's down like 10%.
People, I'm very interested to see what he does with this thing. I mean, It is one expensive pet project, but hey, I mean, I guess when you have, $250 billion, I mean, why not? So, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think I just look at it and I remember exactly what that felt like when things were just disappearing. Mike, high frequency trading didn't even really exist back then.
No, we were excited by like seconds, not milliseconds.
Right. Right. And then like heavy shorts, like that was a little bit of a thing back then, but not nearly as much. Heavy options action, like much different now than it was then 20 something years ago.
Well, that's why I think this crash that we have right now is nothing. Again, let me stand back. What we have now is not a crash. It's not even really a correction.
Yep, I agree with you. I think that there's a lot, because the stock market, even more than the housing market, is much more a confidence game.
Oh, it is actually, there's a lot more leverage.
Yep, that we'll share that too.
Right, there's leverage, and the problem with residential and stock market is you have margin calls in the stock market. Yeah. Nobody gets margin called on a single family home. It doesn't happen, right? Yep. It's nobody gets margin called with 30-year debt, right? Yep. If you have an ARM, you could kind of be called that way, but it's just not, right? Margin calls and liquidations are coming to the stock market, and they may be coming today to some people. I mean, Tesla going down 10%. Yep. It actually means Musk has to put up more of his Tesla stock.
Tesla stock. Yep.
That's how
I think you've got that. You've got, honestly, with the crypto guys.
Oh, what is crypto doing?
I mean, Bitcoin got back down into the high 30,000s. Ethereum got down into the high 2s again.
It's down 4% today. It's down to 38.5. Yeah.
Yeah. Solana took a huge hit. And these are things that I'm not, again, I've got some, but it's just there to hedge against, whatever, like the fact that maybe they're right and Bitcoin goes to 400,000 a coin. Cool.
Yeah, got awesome.
One. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And it's not going to pay my bills, so yeah, I think generally speaking, I think that, I think that it's going to lead a massive market crash is going to lead to more house buying, or more real estate investment. And I mean, the really dumb guys at Blackstone have only spent $21 billion in the last 2 weeks, but what do they know?
Yeah, no, like the guys at Blackstone now got $280 billion in real estate. They bought more in the last 90 days than they bought last year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a sign, folks.
Yes. Pay attention. Watch what the people with all the money are doing. It's not usually a horrible direction to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, folks, I don't think I have bad news for you. I don't think we've experienced a crash yet in stocks or crypto. Some of you are feeling it, right? Some of your stocks are down. Kathy Wood, 70 or 80%. But there's more pain coming. And if it truly becomes a crash like the dot bomb era, it will actually be good for real estate, because a lot more people will be like me. I'm never going there. I want something more stable. So awesome stuff. Where can people find you?
Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube, and also Lumberjack Landlord on Instagram. And then my 11:30 a.m. Eastern time live streams, which have been fun. 2.5, 3 hours. We just hang out and talk real estate.
I couldn't imagine. My throat gets dry in an hour, so I don't know how you do 2.5, 3 hours. What's the record?
The record I think is I think I did like almost 5.5. Yeah, that actually hurt. I finished because I was there until the questions. I'm waiting until Dion gets got by that because I was just waiting for the questions to run out, and they kept coming and kept coming and kept coming, and we went over almost 5.5 hours, and literally that finished. My eyes hurt, and I went and I got a drink, and I sat on the couch, and Ashley's like, "Are you good?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so. I'm not." I literally hurt from talking for over 5 hours. Yeah, not again.
Very cool. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Mike.